girl will die. Okay. Then once you grow up, you want to propose a girl, then there is a lot of stress. Then you get married, then it is gone. How to manage wife, or when you start working, like so many things are there. So before going to this topic of stress, I just want to ask you, uh, what is health actually? Anyone wants to take a call on what you mean by health?
Sir, it's physical well-being, sir.
Excellent, madam. Any other definitions?
Body.
Yes.
Sound mind in a sound body.
Excellent. Very nice. Excellent. Any other things?
Physical and mentally well-being, sir.
Excellent. Physical and mental well-being, sound mind in a sound body, physical well-being. Any other definitions? All these things are absolutely correct. But when at all if at all we want to talk about health, it is like I have six blind men describes an elephant. You can see on the picture, like a person who touches the tail, he tells it's a very tiny structure. Who touches the limb, it is like a cylinder, like that. As you are rightly told, health is just not a mere absence of disease. It is physical, mental, social, spiritual, and emotional well-being. So let us just talk about this. See, like all of you are very bright and young, and all of you are in a state of mind where you can do anything. But after an hour, if I tell you to run, okay, if I tell you to run a 100-meter sprint, some of us may run, some of us may not run. It's not about only physical health. Like if you are very happy that day, even if you work the whole day, at the end of the day you are happy, then you can run. But sometimes, if at all you are not at all comfortable, though you have worked for only half an hour, you may feel like I can't run or I can't do anything. So if you are mentally healthy, physically you are also healthy. So what is this mental health? Like if your emotions are stable, then you're happy. What is this emotion? The emotion and feeling are two different things. Feeling is something like if I appreciate you, you may feel happy. If I scold you, you may feel sad. That is feeling. A sustained feeling tone is emotion. So if at all you want to be emotionally balanced, what you should do? So, initial part of my career, I had a question: what is success and what is happiness? Okay, uh, are all people who are successful are happy, or all happy people are successful? So, I interviewed lot of people, starting from a layperson like us to a big celebrities. So many people told they are successful, but they were not happy. People who told they are happy, they were not successful. So I want to ask you people, what is success? How do you define success? Anything, whatever you feel, you can tell. I told you it is just an interaction. Or else these online things, we are not seeing each other face to face, and it becomes so boring.
Success is becoming what you.
Wow, excellent. What you desire to be. Excellent. Excellent. Anything else?
Sir, success is satisfaction, sir.
Success is satisfaction. Excellent. Anything else?
Becoming what you dream of, sir. Success is.
Excellent. Becoming what you dream of. Correct. Most of us have dreamt something and we have become like that. But true. Accomplishments, when we achieve our accomplishments, we will be successful. But are we happy? Is the next question. So many of us have achieved our dreams, we have become what we wanted, but are we happy is the next question. So this is the question which I had, and so I started asking, who are those people who are really happy? But not all successful people were happy, but who are those people who are happy was the question. So, like I always ask this question: what is happiness? Please, what is happiness?
Feeling of joy.
Feeling of joy, excellent. Anything else?
Sir, happiness is helping others,
Happiness is helping others, excellent. Anything else?
achieving goals.
Achieving goals. When we achieve goals, is it sure that it is fantastic concept? Do we feel really happy when we achieve a goal? Most of the time, it may be all the time. Great answer.
Sir,
Anything?
enjoying
Enjoy.
what we do.
Enjoying what we do. Excellent.
So happiness is when you don't think of your troubles or disturbances.
Excellent. Fantastic.
Sir,
Anything?
satisfaction.
Yes,
Happiness
madam.
is a satisfaction, sir.
Satisfaction. Okay. All these are right. One of you told about satisfaction. One you told enjoying what you do, joy, helping others, and all. So I'll come back to that point. When we are helping others, if at all we feel that we are helping, it may not be happiness. When we achieve something, it would have been better. It was the next level. So, happiness, all these definitions are correct. I have a small definition of my own. Happiness is accepting the inevitability of the situation is happiness. All of you have come here, sat here. You don't know who am I, and you have accepted whether this fellow is good or bad. We should listen. That's why you are happy, or else we will not be happy. So, what is the social well-being is like every time we go to our workplace, you have students, colleagues, so many people, and if at all you quarrel with them, will you be happy when you go back home? Or if my wife had beaten me or scolded me, now I come here, can I be happy? So most of the time we have like a denominator of any success or happiness is the others. Means 8 hours we sleep, another 3 4 hours we do our daily course. The next almost 1/3 of our life we are with others. Either we are with our colleagues, either we are with our spouse, or we are with our parents, or with our siblings, or with our children. Somehow we are with someone else. So the key determinant of happiness or success is others, how we deal with others. So the social health is how we are with others. If at all you are happy with your colleagues or with your students or with your husband, wife, their parents, then you'll be socially happy. If you are socially healthy or emotionally healthy, if you are emotionally healthy or mentally healthy, if you're mentally healthy or physically also healthy. So how can we be happy socially? Like many people tell what spirituality. What is spirituality? Any answers? I have a very good group. This is you're so interactive, really happy. What is spirituality according to you? How do we define spirituality? Or what is your understanding about spirituality? Because so many people talk spirituality in different ways. So how do you define spirituality? Anyone?
Sir, spirituality is knowing oneself immensely.
Excellent. Any other answers?
So it's a
Sir,
belief.
meditating or praying, sir.
Meditating or praying, excellent, good. Anything else? Knowing oneself, meditating or praying, excellent. Anything
Living,
else?
sir, living with honesty and inner peace, sir.
Living with inner peace and other thing I didn't get you, madam.
Honesty,
Sorry.
honesty, sir. Yes, sir.
Honesty, excellent. Honesty and inner peace, excellent. See, there are a lot of ways of defining spirituality. Always people tell there is a man who has a lot of hairs on his scalp and he wears
ಅಯ್ಯೋ
that.
ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀನೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಳಿತಿದ್ಯಲ್ಲ ಮಗ್ನೆ.
He has wearing saffron, sitting in Kailash. Is that spirituality? No. Basically, if at all you look at spirituality, have you seen the lotus? Anyone? Right? All of you had seen lotus. Where does lotus stay? Usually, where do you see lotus?
Water bodies.
Whatever, dirty pond, it stays in a dirty pond, right? But it is a dirty pond, but neither the lotus moves away from the dirty pond, nor it stops spreading its beauty. So the greatest epitome of spirituality is lotus. So what is spirituality, if at all we think about, the basic structure of our body is an atom. Atom has protons, neutrons, electrons. Like from atoms, it will become molecules, molecules to tissue, tissue to organ, organ to a human being. Similarly, if at all a basic structure of an atom has equal number of positive charges and negative charges, a human being also has positive and negative qualities. If at all we look at the positive qualities of an individual, we can be in harmony with him. If at all we look at the negative qualities of an individual, we'll always hate him. There comes spirituality. If you're spiritual, you look at the positive points. So you're socially healthy. If you're socially healthy, you're emotionally healthy. If you're emotionally healthy, you're mentally healthy. If you're mentally healthy, you're physically also healthy. So that is the definition of health. So as you are all rightly told, a sound mind in a sound body, physical health and physical well-being and physically and mental harmonious health. This is just what all you told, just a description of what it is. Okay. So coming back to stress. So what is this stress? How do you define stress? Anyone? How do you define stress? We use stress, anxiety synonymously. Are they same or they are different?
It's a type of pressure, sir.
Pressure, excellent. Anything else?
Problems at home or work or fear of failure.
Problems at home, work, fear of failure.
Problems at work.
Yes, excellent.
How we are going to respond to the challenges or situations?
Challenges or situations, excellent. Okay. All these are absolutely correct. To make it very concise, stress is something which we feel when something which we care about is at stake. Because, see, when you get fever, you don't panic. But your parents or your children have fever, you panic a lot, correct? So, something what we care about, if it is at stake, then you feel stress. Okay, this is stress. Anxiety is something like when you start, when you're so much preoccupied only with negative thoughts. For example, tomorrow you should send your son to school or daughter to school, or you want to take your parents somewhere, or you want to attend an interview. You always think that interview may go wrong, what questions they will ask. This is always preoccupation about negative thoughts. So that is anxiety. Stress is something when something you care about is at stake, that is stress. Okay. So is stress good or bad?
Bad, sir.
Bad. Okay. Any takers, or it is good?
Minimum stress is very essential for life, but when it exceeds our capability, it is disastrous.
Excellent, excellent. That is what this you can you are able to see the screen, right? Can you see it? Yes. Now the slide is benefits of anxiety, right? Correct.
Yes,
No,
sir.
there is
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sometimes
Yes, sir.
it doesn't know, so I just asked. So you can see, madam, here as someone rightly told, the stress to a certain extent is good. All of you look very studious, very honest at all. Like if at all you take my example, only during exams I used to become very productive. Because similarly, when sometimes this stress, I always give an example. When there is fire under the rocket, only it will fly high. So stress to certain extent, as you rightly told, is good. Means you can see this curve. This is called as Yerk-Knudsen curve. Yeah, you can see my cursor moving. Whenever the stress is there, performance keep on increasing. This type of stress we call it as U stress. Means when the stress increases your performance, it makes you more creative. Makes you more productive. It makes you more happier. That is called as U stress. Then come, you can see this after certain extent, the stress becomes unbearable. You start feeling boredom. You start feeling I can't do it. You start feeling burnout. That is called the bad part of the stress. So there is a good part of stress, we call it stress. You stress, there is a bad part of stress which is called as distress. Okay. So the ugly part of stress is that you can see a lot of young people dying because of heart attack. So main reason for this is stress. Okay, why do we feel stressed? There are so many uh, uh, reasons for feeling stressed. You can see on your screen next to this heart, there are two type of monkeys I have put within a cage. Okay, this monkey, this is the first cage, this is the second photo. The first photo where my cursor is moving, you can see that in this cage, a monkey was this cage had an electrocution. Whenever the monkey touched that the opening, it used to get that electric shock. Later, that electrocution was removed, and then again this monkey was put in the same cage, but this monkey did not even dare to touch uh, that gate, because it always thought there is something electricity. This is called as learned helplessness. This was given by a great scientist called as Martin Seligman. So in our life also, many a times we learn to be helpless. There are certain situations where we can't perform because of certain circumstances. Even when those circumstances are over, we don't even dare to do that act, because we feel helpless, because we learn that helplessness. So the second thing for these stressors is the knowledge explosion. You know that rate of information is doubling every 6 months. In 2 years, whatever we learn become obsolete. So, as all academicians, we all have lot of things to learn, and we always feel bewildered by this information explosion. College, maybe at work, maybe at home, maybe all these things, we feel so much stressed, bewildered, because we don't know how to keep up with that. So, how to keep up with this information explosion? See, our brain, we have an astonishing brain. Okay, if at all you take back how our brain started growing at 3 weeks, when we are inside the womb of a mother, we don't have any brain. At 3 weeks, the brain start developing at the rate of 250,000 cells per minute. At birth, we have more than 100 billion neurons making more over 100 billion connections. But what we do is, if at all we don't use our brain properly, we start losing the brain. So, how, like, long ago, when I was doing my MBBS, I was taught that our brain grows only till the age of 5 years. After that, the brain doesn't have any development. I always used to think that Only at 5 years we might have learned A to Z, and 2 1s are 2, up to 2 10s are 20. Only after that we learn lot of things, where all these things go in our brain. In 2006, a great scientist gave a proposal called neuroplasticity. What is that? Though the number of neurons in the brain not increase as we grow older after 5 years, the number of connections keep on increasing. Whatever you learn, a new connection is established, one or two or three among the neurons. This is called as neuroplasticity. The picture what I have projected here is a neuron picture. You can see this is the cell body. So much of connection it keeps on developing whenever you learn a new things. So we have got a triune structured brain. What is this triune structure? You can see my cursor. Second, this is this brain. You can see in the blue, in the lower, this is a reptilian brain. The second is the paleo-mammalian brain. This is a neo-mammalian. So we have a three-layered brain where we are the only animal on this planet who can learn from mistakes. So much good brain, such a wonderful brain we have got. But sometimes we always think we are from monkeys, so we never learn from mistakes. So the biggest cause for one stress is like the information explosion. The second cause for being stressed is we always think, what if? What if that happens? What if this happens? And always what we do is we keep comparing ourselves. You look at this first placed fellow comparing with the second one, and we always look at others, what they are doing. You always compare with others. So, and I always ask a question for everyone who, whenever I go to a talk, I have a question to all of you. My question is, whose brain is bigger, men brain or a woman brain? Please tell.
Men brains.
Men brain. Who any other answers? Men brain is bigger. Okay. Any other answers? Yes, actually, men brain is bigger. It is men's brain is around 75 grams bigger than women brain. But I'll tell you something. One second, some technical problem. I'll get back to you. So actually, men's brain is bigger than women's brain. But the point is, which brain works better? Men's brain is like a desktop. Okay, women's brain is like a laptop, because smaller in structure, excellent in working. So basically, men's brain is bigger, but the woman's brain is more. Okay. See, but the point here is like woman's brain. You can see this part. Wait, I'll show you. Okay. Here, this amygdala, you can see the cursor moving. There is amygdala here. There is another structure called as hippocampus. Basically, this hippocampus and amygdala, this hippocampus work is to give memory. Okay, the amygdala is the one which gives emotions. You can see this poor male brain amygdala here, and this hippocampus here. Okay, and you can see here woman's brain, the amygdala part here. Here you can see it is more bigger than men's brain, because I always look at couples fighting. Husband will be, wife will be telling this fellow first anniversary, the gift what he gave was so bad. This fellow would not even be remembering the first anniversary. So the other common kind of stress is that when you are married and you're in a relationship, when we don't get along with each other. So this, as I told you, men brain and women brain, you can see that the picture, the desktop and the laptop, and but women really have a smaller brain, but they use them better. So other point is like many times. But one point I want to tell you is that if at all you want to understand how men and women are different in terms of performing or brain structure, you should go to a kindergarten. There you can see young boys and young girls. All these young boys would be roaming here and there. These young girls would have a good uniform and sit very disciplined. Even if you look at the abortions which happen in the womb, the early trimester abortions, all are 90% are men. Y chromosome is only weak. There is a study telling that in some another 10,000 year, the Y chromosome will disappear. But the point is, if you look at the children, up to 5 years, maybe attention deficit hyperactive disorder, autism, everything is very common in boys. If you look at attention deficit hyperactive disorder, men versus women, and boys versus girls is around 4:1 ratio. But as the age progresses, when a girl reaches her menarche, she becomes an adult around 18 years. Beyond 18 years, the prevalence of depression, anxiety, stress is more common in women. Why? Men doesn't have menstruation. Men doesn't become pregnant. Men doesn't have a postpartum period because these estrogen, progesterone, their changes. One makes women vulnerable to psychological condition. Women basically by birth they are very strong. All these things makes them vulnerable. So the other point is learning. Okay, one of the common cause of stress is all of us have a different type of learn. Okay, because we always compare with others why we are not like them. Okay, we always compare our children to others and tell why you don't study like him or other or her, because each of us have a different type of intelligence. See, like there are 7 kinds of intelligence. We always talk about Sachin Tendulkar. We always tell Sachin Tendulkar is god of cricket. Sachin Tendulkar who had very much difficulty even to pass his 10th standard. So why is that? Because each of us have a different type of intelligence. Sometimes some are very good at language. They are linguistically intelligent. Some are very good at mathematics. Some are very good at music. Some are very good at learning from visual things. Some are very good at running. Some are very good at having interpersonal skills. Some are very good in the intrapersonal skills. So we should always understand what kind of intelligence we have. If at all we always compare with others that we are not intelligent like them, then we always feel stressed. And there are different kinds of learning, because some people learn by seeing, some people learn by hearing, some people learn by doing. So we should know what kind of learners we are. Okay. So the other cause of stress is, well, you are driving, your spouse is next to you, can see the photo. If at all we put plaster, then no. Now, earlier when we were students, when we were children, you can see my cursor moving. We used to become very stressed and children were okay. Now you can see it is very difficult. So the stress can be of many types. Okay, and why certain people feel stress, certain people doesn't feel stress is based on what is our personality. So sometimes like our one thing is in any stress or anxiety or depression, we always have this model called as biopsychosocial model. Biopsychosocial means everything cannot be explained just because of a neuron or a brain or a neurotransmitter, like the social circumstances, the upbringing what we had, like all these things contribute whether we feel stress or not. Why we should address this stress? Because every day, if at all you don't work for a day, it is losing one day, right? So every year, if someone doesn't work because of anxiety and stress, almost 7,60,000 days are gone because of stress and anxiety. So how to handle this stress is the next question. If at all we don't handle this stress, lot of things can happen. For example, many people, once they eat, they want to go for washroom. Why is this? Because like we have a intestine which is around 20 to 30 feet long. How can it travel within a few seconds? It's all because of stress. There is a reflex called as gastrocolic reflex. Many of the arthritis which happen in the recent days are because of stress. Now there are a lot of women and here in the group, you're all very much concerned about your skin, acne, hair loss, migraines, neuropathy, obesity. All these things are because of stress. The worst part of stress is that stress can lead to a state where you start feeling helpless. That helplessness that can push you into something called suicide. So I always tell, if many of you may be still bachelor, if whenever a perfect wife is one who doesn't expect a perfect husband. So how to de-stress ourselves? So there are many ways of de-stressing ourselves. One is about exercise. What is this exercise? Like many people tell that exercise is something like you should go to the gym, develop a six-pack. Yeah, no, that is not that is not exercise. Exercise can be anything. See, all of us may not be very good at exercising. We may have our own limitations. Like my point is, how to exercise. See, just going to gym may not be exercise. Just going to Zumba may not be a cup of coffee for all of us. So, what all ways we can try to exercise? Because India is a place which gave the whole world yoga. But we don't practice yoga, because I always tell people that we don't practice yoga because when we were children, when we were doing our physical training program, every time when we were holding the hand like this. If at all we leave, someone will come and whack on our buttocks. So that trauma has done, but that is all for humor's sake. But somewhere we did a study on people, three kind of people. The first kind of people were, we told them whatever you want you can do, but we don't hamper. The second group of people, what we did was, we told them to do small exercises like walking or jogging, like that. Okay. The third group of people, what we told them was, you should do some resistance exercise like yoga or stretching or weightlifting. All of you look very young, beautiful. After 10 long years, maybe you're in your early 30s or early 40s or early, maybe all of you are in that age. So, so if at all you want to look like this, even after 10 years, what you should do? So I'll come back to our study, what we did. DNA. all of you know DNA. DNA is the basic structure, the cell, the whole basic structure of our whole human being is the DNA. Many of you are maybe from science background, you know much better than me about DNA. This DNA are held by something, a protein called a histone. Histone is something like a elastic thing. Okay. Whenever this histone, which is holding our DNA, keep stretching, you know, our children, small children, if you keep stretching their elastic of their shorts, later it will fall down. Similarly, when we are aging, this histone keeps stretching. When it keeps stretching, all these wrinkles on the face, all these things starts happening. So basically, all of you are so beautiful now. Even if you at all you want to look like the same, even at 2035, you should exercise. Okay, exercise is very important. I'm not telling you should exercise 1 hour or like 10 hours a day. Well, only thing is you should, if at all you can exercise just 20 to 25 minutes a day, that is more than sufficient. It may be a walk, it may be anything, but if you exercise for just 20 to 25 minutes a day, that will give you one thing, it will increase your something called as endorphins. Endorphins is something called as happy hormones in the brain. Even if I give you a ton of antidepressant, that may not help you. These endorphins makes you feel happy. One, it will also makes you feel more young, and your look also will be more young. So that is the first thing I want to tell you. The second thing what I want to tell you is that when you exercise, there will be something called as one second, sorry. When you exercise, because of this endorphins, it gives you a sort of well-being. So I put a slide here. This is a well-researched study where if at all you walk for 60 minutes a day, 30 to 60 minutes in a week, that is more than sufficient. Your heart attack reduces by 26%. If at all you walk just 2 hours a week, means hardly it is 20 minutes a day, your stroke chances reduces by 30%. If you walk 40 minutes, just 40 minutes 3 times a week, your memory, means like your chances of developing dementia reduces significantly. If at all you walk 30 minutes a day, your chances of developing depression comes down significantly. So 75 minutes a week of brisk walking has shown that your longevity will increase by 2 years. So the first thing what I want to tell you is that exercise. Exercise can reduce your stress to a greater extent. Okay. The second point is like I just want you to talk about something about emotional intelligence. See, like all of you have joined a prestigious job. Like most of us, we have a mediocre level. Some of us excel excellently. But when someone excels, we always tell, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೋ bucket ಹಿಡಿದು ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದ, ಹಂಗಾಯ್ತು, ಹಿಂಗಾಯ್ತು. But actually, all of us, our intelligence are same. But the thing what is changing is the emotional intelligence. So I just want to just briefly tell you about this. What is this emotional intelligence? This emotional intelligence has 5 components. One is realistic self-assessment, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. What is this realistic self-assessment? You know Hippocrates, you know Socrates. Socrates told this, know thyself. What is this know thyself? We should understand what we are. Okay, so what we are and what is our strength. So many things, like if at all you tell me to draw an India map, I don't know how to do it now also. But if you tell me to assess someone's mind worst, if they don't talk also, with I can do it. So each of us has a strength, as a weakness. So please make a self-assessment of yourself. One thing is, what are my strengths and what are my liabilities. And values. What is this values? Some people want to make good number amount of money. I want a okay sort of money. So please understand what are your value system. Please understand what are your interested fields are. Okay. So if at all you have that, that makes you clear what you are. Okay. First is know thyself. Second thing is realistic self-assessment. Third thing is motivation. So you want become a professor in next 3 years or 4 years. So to become professor, you need a certain number of publication. So you keep a target. I want to do so many publication. Like we think like next 6 months I make 10 publications, but at the end of 1 month you would have not done anything. So you should have a goal. So a short-term goal and a long-term. That keeps you motivated. The fourth thing is the self-regulation. I told you know thyself, self-assessment. Third one is motivation. Fourth one is self-regulation. The biggest enemy for us in our life is what? The biggest enemy for our any progress in our life is what? Anyone?
Anger. Anger.
Excellent. Anger. Excellent. Laziness. Excellent. Anything else? Procrastination, laziness, anger. So this anger is the one which ruins our life. So this anger, the self-regulation of anger is very, very important if at all you want to come up in life. Like, can anyone raise your hand who has never become angry in their life? If you have not become angry, there is something wrong. Then you need treatment. But basically, anger is a very normal and a common emotion. The point is how we react when we are angry. I was taught that when you are angry, you should count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You slap. When I'm angry, I slap someone. Then I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it possible? Is it good? So, how to control our anger is a very, very important question. Any takers, how to control our anger? Anyone want to tell or contribute how to control our anger? So, meditation, excellent. Anything else? Very good. So, the point is, controlling anger is a technique. Basically, how to control anger. I told you, someone taught me that you want to control anger means like you should count 1 to 10. But I slapped and started counting. So the best way of controlling anger is there are 3 steps to control anger. The first step in controlling anger is like whenever I feel angry, I have like there will be some sort of physical change in our body. What are those physical changes we should observe? Okay, what are those physical changes? For example, when I get angry, I always feel that someone has my ear starts burning. Means I feel okay, my ear starts burning. I feel that someone has put a Bunsen burner behind my ears. I have checked in the mirror, nothing, no redness also. So whenever I am angry, I feel that my thighs are shaking. So these are two things. Like when we are angry, there are some physical changes in the body. Please, if at all you are able to find those changes in the body, that is 50% anger control. So whenever I am angry, my ear starts burning, my thigh starts trembling. That time I understand I am angry. The second thing is whenever I get that sign from my body, just go out of that place. Okay. Once you go out of that place, you always feel that I should come back and scold him, shout at him, hit him, something like that. But at that point of time, you can distract yourself by calling someone who is neutral. Even then it is not happening, then you drink a cup of water or start chanting 1 to 10. So anger is like a wave. It comes and goes. When you are standing on a seashore, when the wave comes, you get very scared that you take take off me, but it will come and go. Anger is also like that. It will come and go. But the point is, you should always uh, uh, go through it in a more easy way, as I told you. The fifth point is empathy. Empathy is very, very important. If you want to be good with everyone, you should always think we. See, I'll show you a video. So, when you are going up, if you hurt someone, they'll come back and hurt you again. So, we all know that uh, uh, COVID-19 was something which was one of the biggest curse on our whole generation. So, if you look at my research articles, most of my research was based on neurotransmitters, brain, and all. COVID-19 taught me a lot of lessons. In 2019, when we didn't even think of COVID, I got an invitation from one of the Switzerland journal telling that write an article on a topic. Then I was very surprised. That was not my research area, and I told them why I should write an article on that, because it is not my research area. They told, looking at your credential, you sent an invitation. Then again wrote a letter to them. You know that in all these foreign journals, they huge charge humongously of article processing charges. I replied back to them, if at all you put article processing charges, I'll not be able to write. Then I thought, they told we will waive off your article processing charges and wrote an article on resilience. So I never knew this resilience would be my life in future. In the past 5 years, I only work on this topic called as resilience. COVID-19, many of us lost our relatives, lost so many things. Many people lost their jobs, lost their kith and kin. So many things happened. Mysore, I stay in Mysore, born and brought up in Mysore, and we are very blessed to be in Mysore, because we never have seen anything like a flood. We never seen very extreme temperature. We never had a volcano. We never had a earthquake. We are all so comfortable here. In 2021, the second wave of COVID-19 hit us. That's the most horrible time. I used to work in, there is a JSS hospital gave almost 400 beds to COVID-19 patients. We used to work in ICU. We had two ICUs. The first ICU, the most critical patients were put in an ICU called as MICU, that is Medical Intensive Care Unit. We always used to keep the first bed for the most sick patient. And unfortunately, that patient would die that day. The second patient in the second bed was waiting for their turn to come to the first bed so that they'll die the next day. So we were that was the time really I felt, why did I come to this medical profession? Because we used to feel so helpless. No one used to survive. In COVID, only two things used to happen. Either they have developed a immunity, they don't have any symptom, they develop inflammation, all these inflammatory markers go very high and they will die. So many people you might have seen, because of the fear of COVID-19, committed suicide. Because they would be tested and they will be isolated, they committed suicide. Why all these things were happening? Because we as Mysoreans, we did not have something called as resilience. What is this resilience? Resilience is a physics terminology which we have adopted in psychiatry or psychology. This is you can see this. When I put pressure on this, it will bend. When I give back, when I release it, will come back to its normal structure. Right? Similarly, what happens whenever a person is put under severe pressure? His ability to come back successively is called as resilience. This resilience is a very crucial skill to thrive in uncertain times. So this resilience actually is a buffer to stress. Okay. It is something which gives you an ability to rebound productively in challenging situations. So this resilience will give you adaptive capabilities so that you are better equipped to handle any psychological toll which happens to you. So you could have seen the recent generation children. They're so good technically, so nice. But every day we see in the newspaper a 14-year-old boy, 15-year-old girl committed suicide. It is very, very threatening because this generation are the ones who are very intelligent, very sharp. The point is they lack something called as resilience. Means they can't take any failure. They can't take any stress. If there is a small stress, they are going to the extreme step of committing suicide. So, how do we develop this resilience? So, I have developed a module how to develop resilience where we have only 5 small techniques to follow. Okay, the first technique is start the day with the intention. What is this starting the day with the intention? You know that like whenever we keep an alarm at 6 o'clock or 5:30 or 5 o'clock, we get up at 6:30. Then we start thinking that, oh, I got up so late. What happens today? What will happen? So many negative thoughts keep prevailing in your mind. So what we can do at that point of time, I always ask you, give me 10 minutes of your day. I'm not telling you to meditate at that point of time. I'm asking you to keep your mobile in aeroplane mode, keep an alarm at 5 minutes and next alarm at 10 minutes. Okay. The first 5 minutes, just close your eyes. You can get, once you close your eye, you get lot of thoughts. The day, yesterday, what your father told, husband told, wife told, what happened. So many things will keep flooding. After at the end of 5 minutes, the alarm will ring and you can tell stop, either loudly or inside your mind. Next 5 minutes, I want to tell you a new thing. Okay. So whenever we purchase a mobile, what we do, we always look at, whenever you take a mobile, what all you look at, sir or madam? What qualities in the mobile you look at? What features in the mobile?
Storage capacity,
Storage capacity, excellent. How much
camera.
GB camera, excellent. So how much GB RAM? Is it 256, 512, 1024? I'm always, you know that our mind is also a computer, you know, right? Like, can anyone tell what is the capacity of our mind computer? Anyone? Anyone? Actually, our brain capacity is 5862 GB RAM. Okay. I don't know. Like when I was in +2, that was the time when we were taught with C programming, C++. Okay. In that C programming, we used to feed the computer telling that a plus b whole square, already we got an output. That's how we used to program and it used to come. Similarly, research has told our brain definitely works for the C programming. So the next 5 minutes, you can program your mind. Means like the whole day I'm happy, the whole day I think positive, the whole day I'll be good, the whole day I'm productive, whole day I'm active. You do this very simple task. It may look very simple. We have done that and we have found the results. The first thing to develop resilience is start the day with intention. Is it very difficult? Just 10 minutes of your day. When you get up, the first 5 minutes, let all the thoughts bombard you. The next 5 minutes, please program your mind. So we always, when we talk about stress or happiness, we always think that something what we achieve will give us happiness. If my article get published in a Q1 journal, I'm happy. If I get promotion, I'm happy. If I get a hike in my pay, I'm happy. But all these things are external. If you want to be happy, you should look into yourself. Then many people tell about stress busters. Many times people tell that if at all you read a book, you will feel stress free. Whenever there is a book which contains like 50 pages book, if at all you want to read, that itself makes you stressed. So what you can do, just reading a sentence, reading a paragraph, or going through a book pages, that itself will help. The second thing to develop resilience is stay in the moment. The first thing is start the day with an intention. The second thing is stay in the moment. So, for example, when you are working in your college, when someone you get a call that the maybe the vice chancellor or maybe the inspector or some syndicate or senate member is coming to your place, suddenly you start panicking. Where is the attendance register, whether we have signed or not? So many things will keep lingering in your mind and you feel horrible at that point of time. So this person may be going to some trip. On the way, he wanted to have a cup of coffee or somewhere he wanted to drink some water or use the washroom. We don't know. But we always think about something which is worst. We always default in the worst case scenarios. So the stay in the moment is that instead of investing all our energies on speculating something very much negative, you just think about the other possibilities. Okay. Even if he comes to your institute, there are some 30 of them. How many he can speak to? So the possibility of him speaking to you is only 20%. So the 80% of the chance it is not there. So second thing in developing resilience, staying in the moment. Let us stay calm at this point of time. Let us think the other possibility other than speculating on the worst case scenarios. That makes you more comfortable and make you more better. Okay. The third thing is to develop resilience is focus on what you can control. I was speaking to a couple who came to my clinic a week back. They are married for 35 long years. And when I was talking to them, I asked them, sir, how is this possible that you are so happy even after 35 years of marriage? The husband told me, doctor, I take the major decisions in the family. Minor decisions is taken by my wife. So I asked, what are the major decisions you take, sir? Whether RCB should win or other team should win, I decide. Whether India should support Ukraine or Russia, I'll decide. Whether the fuel prices should go high or not, I'll decide. Then I asked what maiden takes, what should be cooked today, which school the grandchild should go. All these things madam takes. So there are some things which we cannot control. For the policy of your institute or the attitude of your boss, we can't change. What we can change, how we are. So the two things which is always with us is what we eat and what we exercise. Exercise, I already told. Like we are born to eat. So eat something which is healthy. Plan your meal, plan your breakfast, plan your dinner. So we work so much to eat. What we do, oh, so much of time over ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೆ ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Please look at what you eat, because gut, we call it as the second brain of the what we eat will determine how we behave. Please plan your food. I always love this serenity. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So there are certain things we cannot change, certain things we can change. Please try to change what you can change. Ignore those which cannot be changed. I always am used to look at people, why they care about others' comments. So you are all so beautiful. Someone when you are like walking, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಯಾಕೆ ಸಣ್ಣಕ್ಕಾಗೋಗ್ತೀಯ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಪ್ಪಕ್ಕಾಗೋಗಿದ್ಯಾ, that makes you feel so stressed. So if at all I am talking about you, your complexion, if I am dark, I comment you are dark. If I am plumpy, I comment you are plumpy. So though all of us are so important for ourselves, why do we look at other, why do we give so much of importance to others' comments? So always ignore the noise. The fourth thing I told you, stay in the moment, then set the tone for the day, then control what you can control. The fourth concept in developing resilience is read your emotions. What is this reading your emotions? See, if you look at a 5-year-old child, this 5-year-old child can get anything because it doesn't know to think negative. But as we grow old, we always think, our research tells almost 92% of the time we think only negative. So whenever there is some sort of a negative thing happening, for example, I am getting a call multiple times on my phone. Whenever I am getting a call multiple times on the phone, one call was from the biggest administrator of our medical college. So when this comes, I always think why he has called. When someone big is calling this, there is something. All these negative thoughts keep running in my mind. Whether should I answer the call or I should address you very learned people. So at that point of time, I feel very, very upset, tensed up. That point of time, what we can do, whenever, if at all we don't follow this technique, what I'm telling, we may lose our anger, we may lose our temper, we may shout at someone. So that point of time, there is a very small technique called as third person talk or distant self talk. At that point of time, you can take a break, maybe 30 seconds or a minute, and you can follow this. For example, my name is Shivananda. What, Shivananda, how are you feeling right now? If I'm feeling very anxious, the answer, why you are feeling this way? Because I don't know whether to answer the call or continue the talk. So why do you feel you are feeling like that? Because I feel that the higher order person may feel angry. That point of time you'll understand, even after this is something which I have taken permission, everything, then only I'm talking, no one will restrict me. But at that point of time, if at all you don't focus on this, you may lose your anger. So reading your emotions. The last point in developing resilience is something called as mindfulness. See, ever since I was in my MBBS days, I was always interested in about mind and how to control mind and all. So many people messaged me meditation to control anger. Excellent. So I always had this question: what is this meditation? So if at all you ask me, I have tried so many kinds of meditation. Uh, like, what is meditation? Anyone?
Controlling mind and thoughts.
Excellent. Controlling mind and thoughts. Yes. Anyone? Any takers for that?
Staying calm, sir.
Staying calm. Excellent. State of calmness of mind. Excellent, madam. Very nice. I'm so happy. This group is so nice. Very interesting. See, like,
Letting mind wander.
sorry, I didn't.
Letting the mind wander.
Having constant mind. Yes. Okay. See, like, when I was in my third year of MBBS, I went for a meditation course, and it was a very intense meditation course for a couple of days. And everyone used to tell me that if you want to meditate, you should never get any thoughts. I tried. It was a 2-day long meditation course, and everyone used to sit like this. And they used to tell, you should not get any thoughts. You should not get any thoughts is a thought. So I had lot of confusion how to meditate. Okay, so I tried many types of meditations to control the thoughts. I always failed because I did not know how to control the thoughts. Okay, how to control the thoughts is very difficult. Whenever you try to control a thought, the thought becomes more. See, if at all you look at our mind structure, every day we get around 15,000 to 30,000 thoughts. Not all thoughts will stay. All those thoughts which you focus will stay. Focusing is either you are responding to that thought or you are trying to control that. When you want, you don't, there is a sound coming because of the fan. So if I have to focus, that will become more and more. So I want to tell you a small type of meditation which is called as mindfulness meditation. This mindfulness meditation is given by Gautama Buddha, which is called as Vipassana meditation, and this was taken by our Americans, and they gave back with a patent called as mindfulness. So, what is this mindfulness meditation? Here, many times we expect something and say we want a full calm state of mind. I want peace. I don't want any thoughts, no expectation. If that expectation is there, it will not be good. So, here in mindfulness, it is very simple. You can do it anytime, before food, after food, doesn't matter. You're just sitting like this, wherever you're sitting, just close your eyes, spine straight, and just close your eyes. And when I close my eyes, I first there is nothing, then all of you are on the video that comes. So many things keeps on coming. Neither respond nor do anything, just observe your thoughts. For example, once I start meditating, now I close the eyes. I can see some of the faces which are there. Then I start thinking about the Malaviya Training Center. Then the director of that thought keeps on connecting. That is where the mind gets distracted. At that point of time, when there is something like distraction like that, a thought comes and becomes like a tree. That point of time, what you can do is that you just focus on something else. For example, I'm sitting this chair and my back is touching this chair. What is the feeling of that? So I tried this many times. I started doing. First time I started doing. Then for some time after that, I opened my eyes. Oh, I did so much. It was only 42 seconds. I wanted to do 10 minutes. It is very common that it happens. But if you start doing, it will help. This is you can take a photo of this, right? These are some online sites which is free, where if you just press on that itself will guide you to do mindfulness meditation. Okay. So finally, all of us want to be stress free because we want to be happy. Like I started my talk with happiness or success and all. So what is happiness? Happiness is like a muscle. Okay, when we go to gym, first that muscle will tear, then it becomes a good muscle. Similarly, happiness is also like a muscle. We should try to exercise that muscle. So all of us think being on phone is very correct, but it is a false world. So always try to laugh. Try to find a humorous situation, because if you laugh for 3 minutes, it is like 20 minutes of exercise. 93% of the CEOs want to people who are smiling all the time. And 84% of executives feel people with a better sense of humor are better at work. So people with a humorous outlook live 35% longer than those who are grumpy. So keep laughing, celebrate your success.